It's December 2018. England is on the brink of civil war. The protests that are occurring in Paris threaten to spread to England and the United Kingdom, albeit for different reasons. You have a loss of freedom in England which is unparalleled. I'm speaking to you now, Diablo, IMF, into Miami Firm, Miami Casuals, Manchester United, Red Army, South Florida. And I'd like to speak now about what just occurred over Thanksgiving holiday, where they arrested Millwall and Brentford members for that 10-on-10 force fight. And I would like to say that I bear some responsibility. I didn't tell them lads to do that, but I challenged Millwall in my comedy videos to a 10-on-10 force fight, and they responded, as I feel, by fighting the Brentford lads. And to me, there's no crime that occurred, and nobody in the world could think that a crime occurred when you have 10 men fighting 10 other men in a fair fight, and nobody else was injured. There was no weapons used. There was no outsiders involved. That's freedom. So it's unfortunate that in Russia you experience more freedom than you experience in England right now under the government of Theresa May, because as you see, under the government of Vladimir Putin, they are cool with the force fighting, and in fact they want to make it into a national sport, as some of the politicians have suggested. So it's really unfortunate to think that the country that spawned America, England, has gotten to the police state and to the level to where communist countries or former Soviet nations experience more freedom than the English people, or shall I say certain groups of the English people. So to Millwall and to Brentwood, all hooligans, all football supporters around the world are behind you, and it's time for us to all come together. And those lads, I don't know if they're locked up right now. I don't know if they've been bonded out, but all of us got to get together. It's a holiday times. It's Christmas times. My group, Football Hooligans Banter, FHB, we're the greatest hooligan group on the planet. Over 30,000 members. We've got together for a lot of charities in the past, and I know that my brothers called Plymouth TCE, the central element from Plymouth Argyle firm, I know that them, with the fight they had with Exeter City, where they marched in the city and walked into Exeter and met up with that firm, I know that those guys got charges and they all got suspended sentences, and then they didn't allow us to do a fundraiser. They shut it down on account of, they said it was funding criminal purposes. However, I look at these brothers as freedom fighters, and as far as I'm concerned, the hooligans of England are your national heroes. So, to everybody in the English government, the government of Theresa May, your days are numbered. Theresa May, I suggest you step down this week. If not, don't be surprised if you face the same situation what they're facing in Paris. So Theresa May and to the government of England, you got grooming gangs, you got prostitution rings that go to the highest levels of your police and to the highest level of your government. However, you want to stamp out UK hooliganism, and you want your people to be terrorized like what happened in Marseille, because you're taking all the banning orders from all the top UK hooligans, all the top British hooligans, and you're leaving your people to be slaughtered like dogs. And that's because you're trying to break the character of the national spirit of England, which is the strong fighting men of England and the cross of St. George. So I'm far from done. But England, you stand on the brink of crisis. If something is not done, if Theresa May does not step down this week, I fear that England will go into a civil war. And for all the jabronis that are on CNN and elsewhere talking like America's in that situation, America doing just fine. Trump got things under control. Sure, people talking shit, and sure, I'm an Antifa and everything like that, but our country's going fine. Paris ain't going so fine. And England, you on the same path. Theresa May, it's time for you to step down. And as far as I'm concerned, you need to put the football clubs in charge of your country, because that is your national character and your national spirit. And to the lads in DFLA, Democratic Football Lads Alliance, Football Lads Alliance, FLA, I don't know all your politics yet, but I like your organization. And I think we all need to come together to stand behind Millwall and Brentwood, the Millwall-Brentford 14, and get them brothers out of being in jail and in persecution and in harm's way on account of a forced fight of men engaged in hooliganism, which is one of the greatest things a man could engage in. That's all I gotta say for now.